Cbc TV 8 in beautiful Barbados.
The CBC Headline News, brought to you by Digicel, Barbados' fastest 4G network.
A call for the revival of the Barbados Development Bank. A soca superstar wants full support for the regional film industry. And coming up in sports, the Pride batsmen seem ready as they piled on the runs in today's warm-up match.
The CBC Headline News, brought to you by Digicel, Barbados' fastest 4G network.
Credible, balanced, committed. This is the CBC Evening News.
Good evening, I'm Shane Jones, leading the news at 7. A top local businessman is calling for the Barbados Development Bank to be brought back to assist with business development. The chairman of offshore sail-making company Doyle made the call during a celebration to mark its 30th year in business. More from Kareem Smith.
It was a momentous occasion and a testament that Barbados remains a top destination for business to thrive. In 1987, the idea that an offshore sail-making company could be extremely viable in Barbados was formed in a local rum shop. 30 years later, the company is recognized as a leader in the sail-making business and is celebrating yet another expansion to facilitate new technology. It is the Doyle Offshore Sail-Making Company, which operates at the Six Roads Industrial Park in St. Philip. Speaking at the event, Minister in the Prime Minister's office, Senator Darcy Boyce, contended that the success of the company is proof that Barbados can compete on a global level.
Sometimes we believe that we are too small to compete with the rest of the world. This is an example that we can do it. And it's another example to go along with our tourism and with our international business and now with our sailing, that we can compete with the best there is in the world and can compete well and can win.
Chairman of the company, David Staples, took the opportunity to acknowledge the assistance of the now defunct Barbados Development Bank. He also expressed disappointment that since its demise in 1996, it has not been revived.
I am willing to put money forward, not your money, Dana, don't worry, we'll keep buying the plant, to start a new Barbados Development Bank. To me, it's unbelievable that we don't have one in this country. We don't have any locally owned banks, and I think the BDB is as good as the YES entrepreneurship program has been and the other. The BDB plays a function that no one else can. So I'll be your first subscriber in capital to that bank.
Mr. Staples also spoke about the need for businesses to keep up with global trends.
One of the things we have done is we now produce more electricity from photovoltaics than we use. We believe we are the only manufacturing company, and I say believe because I was accused earlier that if it was Donald Trump, he'd just say we are. But I think we are the only manufacturing company that generates more electricity than it uses.
During the celebrations, the business honored a number of its long-standing employees and expects significant growth in the coming years. Kareem Smith, CBC News.
The unfortunate situation of businesses failing to pay their rent to the Barbados Investment Development Corporation is having a domino effect in the local business sector. Commerce Minister Donville Innes made the revelation during Doyle Sail-Making Company's anniversary event. He says a number of local businesses have racked up significant arrears which need to be paid.
We quite often criticize the government and put a lot of pressure on the Minister of Finance and the Ministry of Finance and the Minister of Commerce and all of us politicians. But if tenants do not pay their rent and pay on time, we will not be able to provide the kind of industrial estates that are necessary for businesses to grow. And if we don't do that, then please do not criticize or condemn the government when we ask all taxpayers to pull their pockets and give a little bit more to help keep some of these estates and some of these entities afloat.
The Barbados Workers Union is keeping a close watch on recent management changes at the Barbados Water Authority. This from BWU General Secretary Tony Moore, who has sought to clarify the union's focus in determining whether proper hiring protocol was followed rather than taking issue with the appointments.
In any event, the BWU's consideration is not aimed at challenging the suitability of the latest appointments. Rather, it is to seek to establish whether at all levels the recruitment and selection process was properly followed and whether appropriate consideration has been given for and to those persons who have been functioning at those higher levels, in some cases for more than 5 years.
Mrs. Moore reiterated her call for better communication at all levels, suggesting that applicants for some of the advertised posts were not advised that they were unsuccessful before the public was made aware of the appointments. And according to her, the board of the BWA could also come under the union's scrutiny.
The Barbados Workers Union is also interested in establishing what further steps might be taken to complete the institutional upgrade at the strategic level, including at the level of the board. For indeed, if there's not a shake-up at the level of the board of the Water Authority as well, the desired objectives of delivering satisfactory potable and sewerage services will not be achieved.
An assurance to residents of St. Joseph and other rural districts affected by water outages last year. All systems and water resources now serving these communities are stable. That update from Chairman of the Barbados Water Authority, Atlee Brathwaite, in his most recent interview with the media.
Our resources are reasonably stable to ensure that water be delivered in the quantity required to customers. However, given that as a work in progress, we will constantly do the research to reinforce the reliability of these resources. In that connection, we will certainly deploy our technical staff to monitor continuously those resources, as well as try to mobilize the necessary finances to install the mains and to ensure the necessary infrastructure. Infrastructure is required really to be able to deliver.
The Transport Board is reporting a vast improvement in efficiency for this week's start to the school term in comparison with the previous one. That's the word from Manager of Marketing and Corporate Communication at the Transport Board, Linda Holder. She is praising the work of officials for the turnaround.
Last time we had received a number of complaints about children getting to school after 9 o'clock. I'm pleased to be able to say that we were able to clear the terminals of school children by 8:30, and each school children who were in the terminal after that time would have, of course, chosen to be there at that time. The schools that we were having particular challenges with, like Grantley Adams and Aline, we were able to address those issues, and we were able to get those children to school in a timely manner.
A fresh suggestion to address problems with potholes on the island's roads. Managing Director of Bees Recycling, Paul Bino, wants the authorities to consider using tires to help patch some of the holes. He believes tires can be recycled and be turned into crumb rubber and used on roadways.
If you look at taking our tires, which is another headache to us, and turning it into crumb rubber, extracting the steel and the fluff from the textile, it can pave the roads become softer, and you won't skid or slide on the roads that we normally do. And don't tell me that only the Americans or the Canadians or any cold country can use it, because I know for a fact that there's not only one but two plants in Arizona that have such technology on their roads and working well, and Arizona is still hotter than Barbados.
Well, Mr. Bino, who supports the decision to make consumers pay for plastic bags, believes it is an excellent opportunity for entrepreneurs.
All the recycled bags that we see coming to the end, after a while, they're going to go. And to me, the handles is not as strong as it should be. Okay? Now, I know about bags because I used to deliver milk back in the day. So I know about delivering bottles in a proper bag. I have not seen that bag as yet, while speaking to somebody that would, I hope they would take up the idea and make some proper bags that people can take these supermarket take back home. I don't know.
There's a lot of potential in a Caribbean film industry, and it needs to be supported. Lisa Broom tells us that soca superstar turned actor Machel Montano made the plea last night at the official opening of the inaugural Barbados International Film Festival.
He's captured hearts the world over with his pulsating soca songs, winning numerous awards and accolades over time. Now, Machel Montano is hoping for the same type of success in the film industry. And while he's only one movie in, the Claire Ince-written love story Bazodi, the recognition has started. Machel received the inaugural Digicel Award for Artistic Excellence for his work in the film. He says with technology improving and young people eager to learn, this is the perfect opportunity to tell the Caribbean story.
We were brought here from all over the place and crammed into these little small spaces to exist. And we have found some way to love each other's traditions as equally as much as we love our own. You know, Chinese people love Indian food, Indian people love Creole food.
And Machel says it's this diversity that makes the story unique.
We share such a common bond that when we look at these films over the next few days, and as Mr. Carmichael said, you look at the diversity, pay special attention to these similarities. The things that we share, the things that make us one, the things that make us look like each other.
International actor Stephen Lang, who is here for the festival, was presented with the Founders Award. Last night's reception was extra special as it marked the launch of the refurbished Wall Garden Theatre at the Museum and Historical Society. Lisa Broom, CBC News.
Thanks, Lisa. We'll take a short break here and come back with more news.
Don't let your data experience slow you down. Step up to Digicel, Barbados' fastest 4G network. More than twice as fast as the slow network. Get more with Digicel. Digicel, the fastest 4G network in Barbados. Dial *153 to sign up to Digicel today.
Well, I came to be a customer of Beacon when I had to make a claim at Beacon due to an accident. The staff was friendly and they could give me proper service. Yeah, I'm definitely glad with the service I'm getting.
The cotton industry will be revived. This assertion from CEO of the Barbados Agricultural Society, James Paul. He says the BAS will be meeting with cotton growers to have talks about an establishment of a new cotton organization. According to him, cotton remains a viable enterprise.
There is a demand still for the Barbados island cotton around the world. And I think really that we should not dismiss the fact that we have always, we recognize that still as a product is one of those exclusive products that there is still a demand for, and the possibility of enhancing or contributing to the foreign exchange earnings of Barbados is something that we cannot neglect.
Meanwhile, Mr. Paul says the demand for lamb from the black belly sheep is higher than its supply, but he says sheep farmers are working hard to address the issue.
The thing is really though we are not able to maintain the volume that is required by the market, because I can tell you right now the demand for Barbados black belly sheep lamb is significant. The problem is that right now I don't think the production can actually market the demand for the meat, and the thing is that we have to be careful, because if we increase, or if we were to go on any marketing drive that increases the demand for the product, I'm not sure that the industry as it is currently structured can actually meet that demand. So we are in the process of trying to ensure that we do that.
Speaking at the BAS headquarters, he says farmers must properly manage the breeding process to enhance the quality of the black belly sheep. Mr. Paul also says they should look for other sources of food to feed sheep.
we can find ways of utilizing, say, local materials, rather not say be cassava, rather not be sweet potato. In other words, some of the local things that we produce as a feed for our animals, especially now in relation to sheep. And we have done some workshops in which we have talked about the utilization of ingredients, local ingredients, rather not be the Maimasi tree or river tamarind. You know, how do these stand up as an ingredient for feed ingredient for sheep?
Republic Bank Barbados has gone green. The bank yesterday launched its Going Green campaign at its Broad Street branch. That campaign focuses on encouraging employees at all branches and customers to use environmentally friendly habits. The bank's General Manager of Operations, Susan Torrey, says the habits will be adopted by staff at all levels.
Going green and the health and safety is something that filters down from our managing director straight down to the organization. We do monthly reports to our board. Our managing director directly would ask to see all the reports. So it's not as if it's just the lower level staff and the junior level staff or the committee. It is something that is looked at from the top down.
The bank will also be promoting recycling at this school. It has adopted Good Shepherd Primary.
We're also pleased to say that we're going to start by having an art competition for the students in the class 3 and 4, where we're going to invite them to design the mascot to be used by the Going Green Committee of the bank.
Students of a rural school are now equipped with the technology to grow their own food, as the school was presented with an aquaponics system. Ryan Broom has more in this report.
The playground of the Workman's Primary School has a new feature, thanks to former pupil Rondell Lynch. The owner of Waterponics donated a system which combines raising fish and using the fish waste to grow soilless plants. Senior teacher Greg Walters says the donation shows the value Mr. Lynch places on his time at the school. He adds that students can now put into practice the theory that they are taught in class.
The aquaponics project spans of our curriculum, science, so the studies, language arts. The word being used today is STEM, which encompasses science, technology, engineering, and of course mathematics. And when we look at our project, all of these things come out. It therefore then provides an opportunity for us to integrate everything which we learn at school.
Mr. Lynch, who graduated in 2004, says the school has played a big role in his development. He believes that aquaponics is one of the innovations that can help to reduce problems faced in the Caribbean, like high food import bills.
Recently we had issues such as water scarcity. It's important to understand that these issues we don't have any short-term solutions. But the children right here that you see in front of me, these are the future. And it's important that these understand that what these solutions are, that one day they can work to be able to impact the world and finding the solutions for these problems.
Now, during the official handing over of the system, students also planted lettuce and cabbage seedlings. Ryan Broom, CBC News.
One of the oldest reggae bands is in Barbados. Third World is on a mission to show Barbadians they're still kicking. The group touched down at the Grantley Adams International Airport just after midday.
You know that it's time for the world to try Jah love.
The only love that can bring peace is
Jah love.
So won't you try Jah love.
That's just a snippet of what Third World is promising fans tomorrow night during the Naniki Music Festival at Illawarra Court. All of the members are happy to be in the island again.
It's a great joy to be back. Barbados is almost like a home to us. I mean, the whole Caribbean is like a home to us, and we're looking forward to this Naniki Jazz Festival. We are very interested to see what kind of acts are going to be on it, and you know, very excited to play our part in everything.
And patrons are equally excited that the band is here.
I actually came in from New York. I come every year for the music festivals that Tom has done over the years and have enjoyed everyone. But Third World happens to be one of my favorite groups, and I'm just glad to see that they've all arrived safely I've actually bought tickets for other family members and friends.
Third World has no intention of slowing down, and they've announced new music will be released next year.
Right now we're working on an album with Damian Marley, and he's producing us in the studio, and we hopefully hope that this album will be out by summer, if not before. We have singles that might come out in spring or Easter, as we call it here. So we're looking forward to it, and we're very excited about that project.
Executive producer of the Naniki Barbados Music Festival, Tom Hines, is happy the festival has grown. He expects good audiences in the coming days.
We know that the Frank Cullimer Hall, for instance, tonight is sold out. But on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we really expect the Bajans to come out in their numbers and witness what I consider to be really strong appearances.
The curtain comes down on the festival on Sunday. Lisa Broom, CBC News.
For the first time in history, there will be a Caribbean Junior Monarch Calypso competition. The first showdown will be held in Barbados on August 19th of this year. But to qualify for the event, participants will have to be between the ages of 13 and 18 and will have to win the Junior Monarch event within their respective country. Also, the song has to be the one the contestant has won with. Communication Officer at UNICEF for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, Patrick Knight, says the contest will allow the youth to express issues that affect them.
As you know, calypso is a very popular genre in our region. I think that young people and adolescents especially, adolescents are our main interest really, that they will use this competition throughout the region to articulate views on all issues that affect them. And we will be working with the team here to workshop some of these young people, to expose them to some of the issues and so on, so that they can make a meaningful contribution to not only articulating the issues that concern them, but the issues that concern their peers and bringing them to the attention of policymakers.
Queen of Soca, Alison Hines, will be mentoring the participants before the event begins.
There can only be one winner, but each child has to know that they are a winner already. It's very important that the kids, and by extension the parents and guardians, understand that it's a competition, but it's not the end of the world. If you don't win the competition, you know you're not going to feel good, you might not be happy, but not to take it so hard. We have to teach children how to win well and how to lose well.
Still to come, a look at some of the stories making headlines across the region.
Diamond Dazzler, it's time to play. Diamond Dazzler, the new instant $250,000 scratch game from the Barbados Lottery. Available at select lottery outlets.
Value, convenience, we got it. 50 stores and services, yeah, we got it all. When it comes to you and your family, it's here in Haggett Hall. Style, food, court, this mall has it all. Right here in Haggett Hall. Convenience for the family. Everything for you and me. Right here, yeah, yeah. When it comes to you and your family, it's here in Haggett Hall. Sky, food, court, this mall has it all.
Trinidad and Tobago Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley says his government will no longer fund the state oil company Petrotrin. He also says it must pay recent wage hikes by cutting costs and seeking fresh capital itself, even as he promises wide consultation on the company's future. He meanwhile alluded to the local investors and employee ownership in the restructured company. Dr. Rowley gave a televised address to the nation last night after Tuesday's settlement of wage talks between Petrotrin and the Oilfield Workers Trade Union, where a 5% interim hike was agreed, averting a threatened 90-day strike. Officials of the United States and Cuba have been meeting to coordinate efforts to fight human trafficking. The U.S. State Department says delegations from both countries will meet today and tomorrow to discuss the issue. The U.S. delegation will be led by Ambassador at Large Susan Kopech of the Office to Monitor and Combat Trafficking in Persons and Deputy Assistant Secretary John Kramer of the Bureau of Western Hemisphere Affairs. According to the State Department, working-level representatives from the U.S. Department of Justice, the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Department of Health and Human Services will also participate. The United States Customs and Border Protection Agency says an air and marine operations aircraft has intercepted a vessel in the Caribbean Sea in which 2,000 pounds of cocaine were concealed. The CBP says the cocaine has an estimated value of $30 million US. On January 2nd, a maritime patrol aircraft crew located a suspicious go-fast vessel just off the coast of the Dominican Republic, and 4 suspected smugglers were held. CBP officials also seized several bales which tested positive for cocaine. Over in Bermuda, Governor John Rankin has ordered an independent review of the use of pepper spray by the police in response to a demonstration early last month that resulted in parliamentarians being blocked from entering the House of Assembly. Yesterday, Rankin announced that he will arrange for a senior British officer to conduct the review. The UK police officer would also make recommendations wherever improvements could be made, including any future resource or training needs. Rankin's intervention came after Shadow Attorney General Michael Scott earlier demanded a judicial public inquiry into the December 2nd protest. This as he accused Premier Michael Dunkley of failing to set any parameters when he requested an investigation into what happened that day. Sports is just ahead, but before we get there, here's a tip from Cooperators General Insurance.
This tip of the day is brought to you by Cooperators General Insurance Company Limited. Insurance the way you want it to be.
You should always drive at a reasonable speed, which would enable you to easily control your vehicle. Cooperators General, promoting safety on our roads.
Naniki Barbados Music Festival 2017. Get ready to see Chrisette Michelle, Third World, Nicholas Branker, and more. Naniki Barbados Music Festival presents 5 amazing shows from January 11th to 15th. On January 11th and 12th, Canadian jazz icon Oliver Jones presents Swan Song at Divi South Winds and Jazzin' with Naniki at the Frank Collymore Hall. On January 13th, Reggae Ambassadors Third World will rock Ilaro Court East. On January 14th, it's Sounds of the City with Grammy Award winner Chrisette Michelle. The curtain comes down January 15th with Nicholas Branker's ISO Journey Through the Years featuring Allison Hines, Gabby, Grina, Edwin, and David Rudd. Available now at ticketpal.com.
Good evening with sports. I'm Anne-Marie Burke. The Barbados Pride Regional Super 50 squad warmed up their skills today in a practice match between Jason Holders 11 and Omar Phillips 11 at the St. Catherine Cricket Ground. Batting first, Holders 11 posted a score of 286 off their 50 overs. Zachary McCaskey top scored with 90, while Shea Hope and Roston Chase also made 50s. CBC's Mark C reports on that first innings.
We get started with the score on 45 for 1. Anthony Allen is already gone, but Zach McCaskey then clears the long-on boundary of pacer Dario Seal. He then goes wide of mid-off for a cover drive, collecting 4 more. Despite all those shots, he got to his half-century with a simple single to deep mid-wicket. His partner, Shea Hope, joins the fun, hitting Kenroy Williams into the road over long-on. McCaskey rejoined the party, showing his range, guiding this ball wide of third man. He then applies the extravagant square cut off of Miguel Cummins' delivery. However, both batsmen were asked to retire at the water break to give other batsmen a knock. McCaskey made 90 and Hope 62. So then Shane Dorridge got straight to work, sweeping Jamel Warwican to the square leg boundary. Roston Chase then brought the hammer, going wide of long on off Kisudeth Magram. Same bowler, and this time Chase shuffles to the offside to pull through cow corner. And if that wasn't enough, he then takes Warwican from wide off stump and gets it over long on for 6. Dorridge, not to be left out, pulls Cummins over mid-wicket to collect another boundary, as holders 11 finished on 286 for 6 off their 50 overs. Chase ended on 55, Dorridge on 39, while Seal took 2 for 59. Mark Seal, CBC Sports.
In reply, Phillips 11 fell short by 110 runs, being bowled out for 176 in 45.5 overs. Jonathan Carter was the top scorer. He had 46. Jason Holder took 2 for 21. Ashley Nurse 2 for 39, and Suleiman Ben had 2 for 41. A whopping 445 runs, including 36 fours and 22 sixes, were struck in a historic match in the Australian Big Bash League today. In the end, the Melbourne Renegades defeated Surinamese Hobart Hurricanes by 2 wickets. Sent into bat, the Renegades posted the highest total in Big Bash history, scoring 222 for 4 in 20 overs. Aaron Finch led the way. He had 63 off 40, while Tom Cooper chipped in with an unbeaten 53. In a remarkable reply, the Hurricanes then broke that record again, needing a run off the very last ball. They scored 223 for 8 to win by 2 wickets. Player of the match Ben McDermott slammed the first Big Bash century of the season. It was 114 of 52 deliveries with 8 fours and 9 sixes. Despite the onslaught, Narayan took 3 for 27 from his 4 overs. Now here's a look at that runs chase.
On a ball. And he may be straight into the wickets. Is it coming around? It looks like it has it taken. Pereira. Pretty much season over. That's launched to the onside. Beautifully struck from Darcy Short. It's off 2 overs. Yeah! Oh, this time he's got 2 wickets in his first 2 overs. Oh, that's launched high and over the fence. The tape off his hand. Oh, that's lovely use of the feet, and it's a big high hit for 6. And beautiful take. Grum, launched to the leg side. That's 6. Oh, to McDermott, he launches again. They're getting bigger, they're going further. This is well struck, and that's a beautiful 50 for Ben McDermott off just 31 deliveries. Just 6 runs from his over. Oh, that sounded sweet. It's just done enough. The best ball. That's one. Oh, sliced away for another 6. Back. Oh, there's a man there, but it's 6. Oh. It's 100. 100 for McDermott. Off just 47 balls.
Oh, missing leg, I think. He's given him. Wow. That's a huge decision and a huge blow. Oh, good beauty.
That's what I'm talking about. In the first game. Oh, big shout. That's out. The Hogster's going to go. He's flying. The Chan will get flying as well. But it was a big wicket last delivery. Yeah, it's another wicket. Go, Hoggy. Oh, the double blow. Come on, he says. And the crowd respond. Continues this innings, this brilliant innings. He goes high and long to the leg side at 6. It's going to be outside off again. It's hammered over cover. Harris won't get there. It's 50 for Bailey of 36.
Well, good shot, bad ball.
There's the sweep. It sounds good.
God.
Cooper settles. Takes it straight to a metre inside the fence. A massive play. Last ball from Narayan. Oh, that sounds good. Charging it along. Oh, settle. Brilliant. Harris. Leg side. Oh, big thick edge. Oh, brilliant from Narayan. Massive play. Trouble. Could get a run out. Oh, the director gone. The man can do no wrong. We're going. Probably going to need another angle there. It's been given out. Steps across and gets it over square leg. It's going to kick away.
Got enough on it.
Oh, that's Stewart brought on strike. Oh, he's got it on edge. He's going to race away for a boundary. He scores a time. Up for grabs. Broad chips. And they win. The Hurricanes win. Look at Stewart Broad. They chase down a record score, and it's an Englishman that gets the job done. Their season stays alive.
South Africa are in a commanding position thanks to a massive 292-run third-wicket partnership on day one in the third test against Sri Lanka at Johannesburg. Hashim Amla and JP Dumini added 292 for the third wicket before Dumini was dismissed for 155, while Amla is not out on 125. Meanwhile, Bangladesh are in a good position following the end of a rainy day one of the first test against host New Zealand at Wellington. Sent into bat, the visitors ended the day on 154 for 3. Monimul Haq is not on 64, while Tahim Iqbal, he made 56. Barbados' #1 tennis player Darian King has been eliminated from the Australian Open qualifiers today. King won the opening set against Dennis Kudula before the American bounced back to take the match at 4-6, 6-4, 6-4 in just over 2 hours. In the third set, King was up 4-3, only for his opponent to earn a couple breaks to seal the contest. Just last week, King also lost to the American at the ATP Happy Valley Challenger in Australia. While Bajan NBA connection Andrew Wiggins scored 28 points as the Minnesota Timberwolves beat the red-hot Houston Rockets 119-105 last night. Meanwhile, there was also a win for the OKC Thunder over the Grizzlies.
Houston riding a 9-game win streak into play in Minnesota. Harden's been downright silly of late, and that continued. Coast to coast, the easy lay-in. From behind the arc, the Beard knocks down the three, and then a little Euro step there, and by Euro step I mean walk. Harden had 33 points, 12 assists, 6 rebounds. But ball watching, he resorted back to his old defensive ways, and that's not a compliment. Uh-oh. Brandon Rush, corner three, and then Rush left open again. James, that's your man. Again, Harden caught watching the paint dry, or Ricky Rubio dish it to Rush again, who just torched the Beard in this game. Houston down 1. Late third, now an 8-point Minnesota bulge. Shabazz Muhammad. Whoa, Minnesota by 10, and then later, Rubio. Karl Anthony Towns. We've been waiting for Minnesota to do this all season long. They take on the hottest team in the NBA since December, and they give them an orange juice type beatdown to the pulp. Wolves win it 119-105. They snap the Rockets' 9-game winning streak behind 23 and 18 from Towns.
I've got another one for you. His name, Russell Westbrook. Finally doing something he's never done before. 27 career games against the Grizzlies. No triple doubles. Ties for the most against any team. Westbrook, though, found an open man in the first half, a.k.a. Astistices. Off the double. He sees Andre Robertson. Robertson in the corner. Robertson in the bucket. Then again doing work with the same guy. Backdoor, easy dunk. Later, Westbrook penetrates down the lane. All 5 Grizzlies are in the paint. So what are you going to do? Kick it out to the corner. Robertson hits the 3. Pretty good teamwork there. Westbrook had 15 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds in the first half. I smell a triple-double. Just over 3 minutes to go in the game. Grizzlies trailing by 4. Zach Randolph cutting the lead to 2. 1:30 to go. Thunder lead by 4. Steven Adams switched on to covering Mike Conley. Conley goes for the step-back 3, but Adams gets a piece of it. Westbrook, Victor Oladipo. Thunder take the lead, 93-86. Westbrook driving now. Ball poked away, but Jeremy Grant is there for the dunk and 1. Westbrook, 24 points, 12 assists, 13 rebounds. That is a triple-double, his first against the Grizzlies. But more importantly, the Thunder, after getting demolished by the Grizzlies the last time they played, they win this one.
And that's it for sports, but Shane will be back with the business report.
I thought a drink would magically solve all my problems.
And then you don't even have a decency.
I thought it would give me courage.
I thought that it would help me fit in.
You know, I thought it'd be the life of the party.
I never thought this would happen to me.
I thought I was only hurting myself.
If alcohol has lost its magic for you and you can't stop drinking,
I took action and my life has changed.
I'm out living life to the fullest.
Now I have friends that accept me for me.
I realized I don't have to drink anymore.
I've stopped hurting the people that I love.
AA gave me hope.
You'll find us in the phone book, your local newspaper, or on the web at aa.org. Alcoholics Anonymous.
The Business Report brought to you with the compliments of the Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
The head of one of the two companies that made a bid last year for control of the Barbados National Terminal Company Limited is expressing concern about yesterday's announcement that BNTCL's shares are being sold to the Sol Group only. In response to a query from the Business Report, CEO of Rubis Caribbean, Mauricio Nichols, says Rubis is very concerned about the effects this transaction could have, especially on the creation of a private monopoly that would control all storage and importation of fuels in the country. Mr. Nichols says Rubis has expressed these concerns to the Fair Trading Commission and to the Ministry of Energy and has not received any response thus far. Additionally, the Rubis Caribbean CEO says his company expects the FTC to conduct a full and detailed review of the transaction and object to it due to the effects it would have on competition and the significant impact it could have on fuel prices. Some of the island's attractions lack effective marketing. This is the contention of historian Dr. Carl Watson. Dr. Watson, who currently co-manages George Washington House, says the property operates Monday to Friday and is closed on weekends and holidays. However, the decision was made to open on December 26 to accommodate the thousands of cruise passengers on the island, and he was not disappointed by the response.
I gave up my Boxing Day and I opened up the George Washington House to accommodate the 10,000, 12,000 cruise ship people that were in the island at that point in time. And you know what? Financially, we did better on that one Boxing Day than we had done for the previous 2 weeks combined. James went down to the port, he spoke to the taxi drivers, he got them on board, and that's one of the things that I think we don't really take advantage of, the amount of cruise ship passengers. And you see, going to Bridgetown and see them walking around lost. And that brings me to another sore point, signage. People need to be directed to these things.
Dr. Watson, however, lauded the recent redevelopment of the Nideh Israel Synagogue, describing the move as the catalyst for the regeneration of Bridgetown. Time now to take a look at how stocks traded on selected exchanges across the region.
In Jamaica, JMMB Group Limited was the volume leader with 5,079,776 units, followed by Cable and Wireless Jamaica Limited and Jamaica Producers Group Limited. In Trinidad, Scotia Investments Jamaica Limited was the volume leader with 112,000 shares valued at $235,311.75, followed by Trinidad Cement Limited and National Commercial Bank Jamaica Limited. And in Barbados, Sagicor Financial Corporation Limited was the volume leader, trading 10,000 shares at $2.15 each, followed by Case Shepherd and Company Limited.
Today, there are more challenges than ever before. More financial pressures, more stresses. At Republic Bank, we understand you work hard to ensure your family's quality of life. To improve today and to safeguard the future, you need a bank that understands how business works in the Caribbean, how life happens in Barbados. You deserve a bank built on 175 years of experience that delivers world-class financial solutions, real solutions that make a difference to your life. That's why we offer a full range of products and services to satisfy your every banking need. That's why at Republic Bank, we'll work harder for you. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Former coal miners and their families in Kentucky who voted for Donald Trump are worried that the president-elect will repeal Obamacare and the medical insurance benefits for black lung disease that come with it.
The coal-laden hills of eastern Kentucky.
We're gonna bring
bring the coal industry back.
Trump country.
Neil
Yance, a Democrat and coal miner for 35 years, initially supported Hillary Clinton. But
I voted for Trump. Maybe a mistake, but I heard him say bring coal back.
a mistake maybe because Yance now suffers from black lung disease.
From there to here, you see there's no breathing of it that close.
He voted for Trump to bring jobs back, but now fears Trump's promise to kill Obamacare will also end his black lung benefits.
When they eliminate the Obamacare, they may just eliminate all of the black lung program. It may all be gone. Don't matter how many years you got.
3 sentences in the Affordable Care Act made it easier for victims of black lung to get monthly federal benefits if they worked 15 years or more in the mines. And if they died, the benefits automatically extended to their widows.
I will be drawn is $643 and I think 42 cents.
Once a month.
Once a month.
Patty Ambergy just got her first payment. Her husband Crawford, after 32 years in the mines, died in 2007.
To see it in what somebody you live with 45 years, go from a black man to a child is very hard.
Weather news is next.
The Business Report brought to you with the compliments of the Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
On the Friday edition of Morning Barbados, of course, we will keep you up to date on all the current events, and we will have our What's Trending segment tomorrow, so find out what we discuss.
Also, we've been talking about what our goals are for the new year 2017. Well, speaking of goals, the BFA, they have scored a major goal. We'll tell you about it.
And of course, we take some time to focus on drug awareness. We will take a look at drug abuse prevention. Prevention is better than cure, as the saying goes. And of course, it's Friday, so we give you another ray of sunshine with the help of Harriet Sunshineski. That and much more Friday on Morning Barbados.
Morning Barbados, good morning.
Independence is not a date, but a process and a project of self-emancipation, for which democratic command of the state was the means, but not the end.
Blessed good evening to all and welcome to this evening's weather news. Now, generally fair conditions were once again experienced across Barbados today. Now, due to the presence of a frontal system, the maximum temperature only went up to 28.9 degrees Celsius, while the minimum temperature was 21.9 degrees Celsius. Now, at 6 p.m. the temperature was 24.7 degrees Celsius, the relative humidity 69%, and the winds were from the north-northeast at 13 kilometers per hour. Now, let's move on to the satellite imagery. We have the islands here of the Lesser Antilles. Now, weak instability persisted across the region today, and this was associated with a shear line extending from a frontal system. However, it was mainly the northern half of the windwards who were impacted by this feature, as this cloud band drifted slowly southward, bringing cloudiness with brief showers. However, over the leewards and southern windward islands, conditions were generally fair, as a relatively drier and more stable air mass dominated the weather pattern. Now, over the Guyanas, conditions were predominantly partly cloudy, although some light to moderate convective activity was observed over French Guiana. Now, taking a look at the forecast precipitation tomorrow across the region, we expect brief showers, and this is mainly over the southern half of the island chain, as that low-level cloud band continues to drift southward. Here in Barbados, weak instability will persist over the next 4 days. However, moisture levels will remain confined to the lower levels, hence only brief shower activity is anticipated. Now, in addition to this, a northerly wind flow will continue to advert cooler temperatures across the area, so keep your blankets handy. Now, sunrise tomorrow 6:24, sunset 10 minutes to 6. High tide at 4:45 in the morning, and again at 4:24 p.m. Low tide 10:08 a.m. and again at 1 minute after 11 in the p.m. Seas will be moderate to rough in open water with swells of 2 to 3 meters. A small craft warning and high surf advisory are in effect for above northerly swells. Winds will be north-northeasterly to northeasterly at 15 to 30 kilometers per hour. So tonight will be fair at first. Now as this cloud band continues to drift southward, we expect an increase in cloudiness with brief showers. Tomorrow will be partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy, with brief showers at first, becoming fair to partly cloudy with a few brief isolated showers. Now do enjoy the rest of the evening, and God bless.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter, that's the move for me. Stability, prosperity, we're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
A lot of people think that fast bikes are cool, and the girls sure like the guys who ride them. But like so many things about life, you gotta be careful. Having sex without a condom is like riding a bike without a helmet. It's just plain dumb. It's okay to have fun as long as you're smart about it. My name is Daniel the Lion Fortress, and I'm different, and I'm making a difference.
Live up, love, protect, respect.
It is day 3 of the confirmation hearings for the top posts in the U.S. government. This report highlights the key points from Donald Trump's picks for Defense Secretary, the Director of the CIA, and the Attorney General.
Well, this is the watchdog of the Justice Department releasing the statement today saying that he will investigate pre-election actions taken by the FBI as well as the Department of Justice involving the investigation into Hillary Clinton's private email server and some of the allegations of misconduct. This request came from both Democratic and Republican lawmakers on Capitol Hill. In a sense, Wolf, we were expecting this to happen given all of these lawmakers who have come out and asked for this investigation to take place. And I'm just going to run through some of the allegations that the Inspector General says that he will be looking into. One of the allegations is that the Department or FBI policies or procedures were not followed in connection with or in actions leading up to or related to the FBI Director's public announcement in July that you'll recall when he said that there was not probable cause to prosecute Hillary Clinton. And he also said the Director's letter to Congress on October 28th and November 6th and that certain underlying investigative decisions were based on improper consideration. So that is referring to the letter from Director Comey to Capitol Hill saying that essentially the Hillary Clinton investigation will resume based on new information that came to light. So the Inspector General will be looking at the circumstances surrounding that letter. And it goes on to list an allegation that the FBI Deputy Director should have been recused from participating in any investigative matters. Andy McCabe, of course, is the Deputy Director of the FBI. And also the Inspector General said he will look at allegations that the department's Assistant Attorney General for Legislative Affairs improperly disclosed non-public information to the Clinton campaign. He was the former attorney for John Podesta, of course, Clinton's campaign chairman, and WikiLeaks, a release of stolen documents through WikiLeaks, showed that there was communication between the Assistant Attorney General and John Podesta. That's another part of this investigation by the Inspector General.
Meanwhile, the Inspector General has launched an investigation into the case of Hillary Clinton's email server probe by the FBI. More details in this report.
Happy families in the Philippines. Video for the soon-to-be-opened Trump Tower in Manila also underlines a close family relationship between Trump and Philippines real estate magnate Jose Antonio.
It's really great working with Century Properties and the Antonio family.
Antonio's Century Properties is building Trump Tower in the Makati business district of Manila. Trump doesn't own it, but licensing deals are lucrative for him. According to FEC forms, he claims he made more than $9 million for the use of his name globally in 2015.
We are bringing Trump to the Philippines because...
But Trump and Antonio could soon be talking politics, officially. In October, Antonio was appointed the Philippines' special envoy to the US, focusing on trade.
Do they like me in Indonesia?
Yes, I do. Thank you very much.
Trump's business interests also stretch to Indonesia. This site on the tourist island of Bali will be Asia's first Trump resort. Building is scheduled to start this year. The man behind this project is media tycoon Harry Tanno, a man with political ambitions of his own. He ran unsuccessfully for vice president of Indonesia in 2014. He and Trump are also partners in a hotel in West Java. Hotels are also on the radar for Trump in China. Trump Hotel CEO Eric Danziger told the Nanfang Daily, a newspaper based in southern China, that the company plans to open hotels in 20 to 30 cities across the country, both under the Trump brand and another one of its brands called Sile. CNN has reviewed Trump's most recent financial disclosures and found that he has a total of 144 business interests across 25 countries.
There's a story of political analysts claiming that Trump has a conflict of interest. Up next, a recap of the top stories.
On the Friday edition of Morning Barbados, of course, we will keep you up to date on all the current events, and we will have our What's Trending segment tomorrow, so find out what we discuss.
Also, we've been talking about what our goals are for the new year 2017. Well, speaking of goals, the BFA, they have scored a major goal. We'll tell you about it.
And of course, we take some time to focus on drug awareness. We will take a look at drug abuse prevention. Prevention is better than cure, as the saying goes. And of course, it's Friday, so we give you another ray of sunshine with the help of Harriet Sunshineski. That and much more Friday on Morning Barbados.
Morning Barbados, good morning.
Independence is not a date, but a process and a project of self-emancipation, for which